Michigan's Derrick Walton joining us now from our studio in Ann Arbor. And Derrick, before we look ahead, I want to look back. From the day that plane slid off the runway 2 weeks ago tomorrow, you guys haven't lost since then. What are the adjectives you'd use to describe this team and its performance since that day?
Determined, focused, and just got a sense of just urgency. Just want to get something done and knowing that each game matters and that we got the talent to do something special. I think everybody's bought in and then playing to their potential.
I know this is a strange question, but had that not happened, do you think this team would still have that same attitude, or was that something that kind of galvanized you?
I think it gets more media attention than it deserves. I think it was just one chain of event that just made people put some things in perspective. But if you look before that, we was playing great basketball. I think we were still on the uptick, and it just so happened that happened in the midst of it, and we just so happened to have been playing so well up until that point.
Right, and I think there is this notion in the media that this is kind of a team of destiny, and frankly, I think that sells short just how well you guys have been playing. I mean, it seems to attribute it to a force that's beyond the fact that you guys are just playing really good basketball. So why are you playing so well? What has changed from where you were in late January and early February?
Just not, we got new guys, stepped into new roles, and, our first, 4 and 5 are first-year starters, Mo and DJ, and, it's still learning. It was still a learning curve for everybody, and I think we was finally starting to apply exactly what we think what would make us successful that we were falling short of in the prior months, and just put everything together. And, we got some good leaders at the top. We got great talent all across the board, and, everybody just, want to win. So, you mix that all together, you got a good basketball team.
The one thing I will say from where I sit is this seems to be a really resilient group. And I mean, I think maybe the airplane accident reflects that, as does the fact that you weren't playing good basketball for a while and you bounced back, as does the fact that you guys were trailing against Louisville in the second half and you figured out a way to pull it out. Where does that resilience come from in this group?
I think it comes deep down from each and every person within, and I don't think everybody on this roster was highly recruited coming out of high school and just got a chip on our shoulder. And I just myself personally, it comes from the upbringing that I have, and where I want to go. It just I just don't feel like there's nothing happens without working for it. So whenever we feel down, we just know there's still room to be improved, and we just want to fight back and make sure we do everything possible to win.
You have been the clear leader of this team, Derrick, and yet Louisville threw all kinds of stuff at you. You struggled early on in that game. You made some big plays down the stretch, but frankly, you guys were able to win without you having a Derrick Walton type performance. What does that say about the rest of this group?
I think it just shows a light on this team is not a one-man show, and never been and never will be. It's just certain nights call for different players to step up, and that wasn't my night. Like I said, I gave credit to the Louisville defense. They did a great job, had great length, and made it tough for me. But guys like Mo, DJ, Zach, and Muhammad, man, they make plays throughout the entire game, and throughout the entire game itself. It just shows that we got 4 or 5 super talented guys that can just put the ball in the basket at any given moment.
You mentioned Mo and DJ, and to me, that's where you guys have made the biggest jump as this front court has gotten so much better. Where have you seen the biggest improvements in their games?
Yeah, like I said, they're first-year starters, man. It's just, when you're playing starter minutes and opposed to, getting in a couple minutes to spare someone, it's totally different. So, the difference between those guys, man, I think they're just realizing how good they are. And they're not second-guessing themselves. And, they worked so hard this past couple years in the summer in the weight room and out on the court. So I think it's just mostly just them starting to believe in how really good they can be and how good they are going to be.
Let's focus on the opponent in Oregon. Really good backcourt. Tyler Dorsey in particular has been playing really well. What stands out to you when you watch him?
He's a guy that can really shoot the ball, man. I'm a fan of basketball, so I follow everyone. And I think he scored 20-plus in all 5 of his last games. So he's a guy that can fill it up in a hurry, and they got just a really athletic and dynamic team. So I think they pose a different type of threat for us. But, we're Michigan, man. We're going to be, ready to play against anyone.
If there is a criticism of this team, or if there has been this year, it's on the defensive end. You responded to it. You had an opponent kind of call you out a little bit. What do you say to those who still question this team's defense?
Honestly, I think of it as motivation, and I think that the people that doubt us lets us not get complacent, and that's what I think this group thrives on. It's just we don't want to be, we're never satisfied, and whatever way, however we win, and however much we win by, man, we always find holes in the game and to improve on, and I think that's what we do when we get criticism. We just find ways to pretty much let it motivate us and prove to the country that we're a really elite team.
Well, if they were doubting it earlier, they certainly have learned that now as Michigan back in the Sweet 16. Derrick, congratulations on all the success, and we look forward to watching you guys against the Ducks on Thursday night in Kansas City.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.